bada boom, with us one in the goddamn room. I'm your host, Thabreakmaster, and this is Seasonal Talk, where we talk all things anime. Welcome in, Desto. Welcome in, Fortunate. And you're absolutely right about that. Avatar, bro. I was struggling when it comes to who I was gonna choose for anime of the week, but I have come to a conclusion, and we will find that out later. But first, let's hit that goddamn intro, baby. And with that, we have our first anime that we're going to be talking about today, which is the GOAT, as we already know, Vinland Saga. You know, this show stays being nice. Also, Anna, welcome in. Boop, I see you. I see you. But this show stays being nice, and we're finally here. We're finally here. We're finally here. Yeah, we're starting off strong. We always start off strong at this point, man. Vinland Saga is here. The GOAT. This is it. Everything that we built up for, all that building that we've been doing for the past couple of episodes is all about to come together. Torfinn is about to throw down, potentially about to throw down, because my boy Snake over here ain't about this business. He said, nah, sucker, these slaves gonna be staying slaves. We gonna get these suckers out here. I don't understand how that man's moving like he is, because apparently they had this whole strategy going on in this episode, right? Unfortunately, Einer's her husband is pretty much down and out. This dude is hurt. He's out here bleeding. He's about to die, it looks like, honestly. I don't know if he's gonna survive this, to be honest with you, because he looks like he's about to die, right? So there's also one thing about this episode, before I even get into all the good stuff. I was thrown off by this. I don't know how she did this. I know the old man was supposed to be helped, but the man's like in critical condition. He can barely walk at this point. So my question became, how did she find a way to get this man under the bed? Because like I was confused how she was able to do that. Like I know she was like, he's heavy and she was trying to struggle, but like how'd you pick up that whole bed frame to put him under there in the first place is beyond me. Like she kind of strong with that hidden strength. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But this man was hiding, and Snake knows he's around here somewhere. So he has his goons watching while he's watching at the same time, and everything like that too. The old man actually had a whole little conversation with Snake, telling him, hey man, you don't need that sword. You can have this farmland. Just let it go. Go hard. Let it go. You know, that's pretty much what he's saying right here. But he's like, nah, sucker, I got things to do. I gotta avenge my fallen friends that have died by this man. So like he has to die. He has to die. But Torfinn and everybody else actually started working with Einhard. And so they came up with a plan. Unfortunately, like Einar actually looks like that guy a little bit. So all he had to do was put on a little like cloak and then run. And that got Snake to follow him and his crew to follow him. And it was working initially, but then Snake started thinking, wait a minute, they ain't right. There's no way this man can move that fast with all of them injuries. I'm gonna go back. You guys still follow this guy? I'm gonna go back though. I'm gonna go check. And he was so smart too. He didn't come back with the horse. He got off the horse, like I think midway, and ran back. This man was like out of breath, but he knew that if he had the horse come by, they're gonna hear that. So he's like, nah, I ain't gonna let that happen. And so he confronts Torfinn, because Torfinn got that man on the goddamn little trolley area, not trolley. They're trying to get this man out of here using a horse and everything, right? Right? And no, Snake is trying to stop that. So there's a confrontation that's going on here. They kind of exchange blows real quick, and Snake said, oh, and Torfinn got into that freaking pose, and I was like, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I know he says he's not trying to fight, and then he also had this little inner monologue that was happening within the episode as well, because the GOAT was still right next to him, right? I guess he's his inner voice now. Like how Canute has his inner voice with his dad and everything. Like Torfinn has the inner voice with what's his face. For some reason, the name's not coming to me right now. But the inner voice is there, all right, telling him, hey, what you about to do here? Are you about to fight? Are you about to fight? Are you about to do this? Like you do understand that you in order to create peace, sometimes you gotta throw hands. Like it be like that. So this fight's about to happen, maybe. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. This is a really good episode. Really well set up. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this a lot. I'm hyped. This was like an 8.5 out of 10. This is solid. I'll say this right now. Next week's episode, more than likely is going to be anime of the week. I'm telling you right now. Like Vinland Saga is going in here. Askeladd, the GOAT. Thank you. I was like, why can't I remember his name? like Askeladd. It's like I know it started in A, but it's like I couldn't remember his name for some reason. But yeah, Askeladd is the guy named Inner Voice and telling him what's up. And look, this is about to go in. It's like this, man. I feel sorry for those that have dropped Vinland Saga because it's boring, it's slow. Look at you, looking like a goddamn fool right now. You about to get that going back in action, baby. Like, come on now, y'all. Look at y'all dropping the ball. Fail. Take the L. Take the L. All right. God dang, loving it. Loving it. What would you rate this episode this week for Vinland Saga? I enjoyed it. Like I said, 8.5 out of 10. This is a really good episode. I like this. All right. Yes. He's going to get packed up next week. Look, man. I don't know. Snake is good. He's very tactical with what he does. And does Torfinn still have that dog in him, though? Does Torfinn still have the technique to be able to actually keep up with someone like him? That's the thing here. He hasn't fought in a while. Granted, I would say he's actually stronger in a way if you think about it, because he did a lot of farm work. He's been picking up trees. Like, he actually is probably more built than he was before. So he might have more strength there than there was back then. I'm just saying, he might be the GOAT in that kind of status, you know? Like, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it all. Like, let's go ahead and move on to the next anime, because this right here, that was some good stuff. Next, we have on the list, I didn't know that was going to be the next one, but we have Mashle. Man, okay. This show surprised me just how good this show is. Like, I didn't expect Mashle to be this good. Okay? I didn't expect this to be this good, but look at it. If you're not watching Mashle, there's only 3 episodes so far, but I recommend it. This is it's an easy recommend. Easy recommend. This is a good one. I don't want y'all to miss this one. I'm telling y'all right now. He's literally been farming. Exactly. But farm hands are strong as heck. All right, watch yourself. But no, but Mashle, this is some good stuff right here. This week, I'm already laughing because, like, what Mash does in this episode is freaking ridiculous. And somehow, some way, he didn't get expelled. So we have this dude that's like a student in here, but he's part of the higher ups. You know, the whole hierarchy system that's like everywhere in the world in general, right? He was trying to tell him, know your place. If you cross me, I can get you expelled. Blah, 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 blah. Mash don't care about all that. Yes, he wants to become like the best freaking wizard there possibly is, right? He wants that. But the thing is, he ain't gonna let his friends get disrespected like that, all right? Like, he saw his friend Finn have these problems, and he said, nah, bro, I got you. Do not worry. I'm not let these people freaking bully you. Nah. Because initially he was actually just doing everything that they were saying, because obviously he didn't want to like cross them like that. But then Finn was actually the one burning his books and everything like that. So they're bullying him, obviously. And it came to a pass once Mash saw Finn get bullied. Once he saw him getting his friend getting his butt whooped by these freaking suckers here. So the crazy thing about this, not only does he like slap the student that was bullying him. Like not he slapped him. He put his head down to the ground, crushed his face, right? Knocked him out instantly. The teacher, one of the teachers come in. You know, he's also part of this little hierarchy of society bullcrap, right? He's the teacher that he's supposed to actually talk to so he can get like a good word in, right? The thing is, he started talking all about hierarchy this, hierarchy that. Mash is like, bro, get that crap out of my face, and he just smacks the teacher too. And then not only that, he starts burying the teacher. He said, I can get you expelled. He's like, all right, buddy, you can expel me, but I can bury you. What do you want to do? I was like, what is this? I was like, what is going on with this guy? he don't care. He was about to bury a teacher. When I talk about Torfinn seeing he has that dog in him, I mean, we don't know yet, but Mash has that dog in him. Mash bought people up. He don't care. It don't matter who you are. You will get these hands. So again, I love this episode. He ultimately he didn't actually get reprimanded. Obviously he went to that old man that runs the school. He said, I'm looking for somebody like you that goes against the system. So I want to help you become the greatest wizard there possibly could be. So we're going to get you, you're not going to get expelled. Nothing's going to happen here. I'm going to deal with this crap. You keep doing what you're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. So he didn't get any type of danger, any type of trouble. And so therefore, the school now, all the people there respect Mash and actually want to be friends with him now. So now he's about to have a whole crew. I'm looking forward to this. This is some good stuff. If you're not watching Mash, Mashle, watch Mashle. It is smashing the game right now. This is one of the best animes out of this season, easily. Give this also 8.5 out of 10. This is a very good episode. I enjoyed it. If you're not watching the show, please do it. That's probably my favorite MC this season. I think I feel it too, man. I think I feel it too. He might be my favorite as well right now because this dude is on another level. He is something else. I will say, and I'm loving his energy. Like, yes, he's powerful and he's not like super OP to a point where he can't be like defeated in a way. It doesn't seem like that anyways, but it's just like he has a certain type of personality that's very charming in a way that I just really like. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's something about him that I just really enjoy. I really enjoy. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Watch this show. You won't be disappointed. But 8.5 out of 10. Will y'all give it? Let us go on to the next show. Oh, yes. Demon Slayer. Interesting. Okay. Again, this was not a bad episode. I want to start that off right now. My allergies is kicking my butt, by the way. I'm trying to avoid it, but boy, the allergies are getting me. But no, this was not a bad episode. We actually started kicking it up like tenfold. Remember how I was complaining why that the show's like kind of slow and everything? We're kind of taking our time, yada yada yada. Yeah, this episode here, it said, nah, we're going in now. We're going in. We're having a whole battle. Good luck. Okay, that's pretty much what they're saying here. Because what the heck? I was like, okay, we're doing this. We're doing it now. We're doing it now. Well, okay. Like, sucker didn't even get a sword fix yet. He's borrowing a sword right now. And it's like what's going on here? So what they did here basically is we have the jar dude. I can't remember that guy's name. I don't know all the villains yet like that, right? But the jar dude's here. What his ability is that if you were to cut his head or cut any part of his body, it seems like it doesn't really matter what you cut. But if you cut him in half or cut him in any way, he can generate a different body. And when he does that, that other body has a different ability. I'm curious just how far it actually goes, to how many bodies he actually has and how strong this man actually is, because he's a problem. He's multiplying by the minute because they're cutting this man up and they're allowing that to happen. It's like, bro, this is kind of ridiculous. So Tanjiro has to pretty much fight someone on his own. We have the dude with the gun. You know, he out here shooting suckers apparently, and it's like, okay, we got guns out in the show right now. I don't know how powerful like the gun is in comparison to a sword, but we have that now. But he has to fight and he's struggling. He's already losing right now. So that's when Nezuko has to come in and try to help him out. And then Tokito right now, he got kicked way away from the battlefield, so he needs to come back. But then in the mix of him coming back, he has to go protect that kid that had that whole doll thing. I can't remember that guy's name either. There's a lot of characters there's a lot of names, so it's hard to remember everybody, right? But he's the kid with the mask and everything that's supposed to be the future generation of making dolls. So the thing is, he actually does protect him. But the thing is, what's interesting about it is the fact that Tokito actually got talked no Jutsu. Tanjiro talked to him that one time here, and then boom, just like that, changed his whole outlook on life. It seems like it's like, bro, already one actual talk. The fact that he finally started listening to Tanjiro, and it's like, okay, now he's actually trying to be a good guy, and he's trying to protect the kid here. But let's see how fast he defeats this. Like what is this thing? Like a fish monster or something like that? Because it looks weird as heck. And that's kind of the problem here. This is one of the things I kind of want to talk about when it comes to this episode here. It's not necessarily like the plot being an issue. It's not, because it's not bad. Like, again, it's not bad. But I don't know what's going on with Unfathomable here. This episode, I'm not going to lie, has some questionable CGI. Now, I knew the pot guy, right? That dude there is going to have some issues, because I already seen it in the first episode how it was looking, that he looks kind of off place at times. So I already knew he was going to have an issue, CG blending in within the background and all that. It worked for the first episode because everything was movie quality. While things start to dial down a bit when it's like going into 2D, that's when it starts to really become more noticeable. But that's not the main problem with the episode. It wasn't him, but it was that freaking fish thingy that Tokito's fighting, because that did not blend well at all. That thing is stupid noticeable. It looks like freaking, what was that show that y'all talking about before? That CG just was not working. I don't know what was going on there. Typically, Unfathomable is the GOAT when it comes to blending the CGI with the 2D and everything, but this time around, they're actually dropping the ball a little bit. So it's a bit concerning. Now, is it the worst thing I've seen? No. It's not, honestly, it's not something that I would knock points for at the end of the day, but I know that this is an issue for people watching the show, you know? Hey, welcome in, Andy. I'm talking about Demon Slayer right now, actually. You've watched the episode, right? So you probably know what I'm talking about. He got that dog in him. Pathetic, live through it to the end. I mean, we're gonna see what happens, man. We're gonna see what happens. What anime you dropping, Quest? Welcome in, by the way. Finally, stuff gets moving. I mean, it just moves so fast. I wasn't prepared. All right, like god dang. Getting his minutes, pulling the gun. I mean, he is. I was like, this man's strapped. He said, I mean, I have a sword, but I'm not out of options. I'm not out of options. Like, I got this Glock, bro. Like, he actually shot the dude too and did some damage. I'm like, okay, the gun might be doing something. Twaga, welcome in. How you been, bro? I do like Genya. Genya's not bad. Genya's not bad. Like I said, none of the characters are bad. Like, the episode itself, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. But I just did want to bring up the animation for it because for some reason, the fish dude specifically did not blend well within this episode here. It just wasn't really working. It's weird because, again, Unfathomable's really good with their CG, so I don't know why they're like fumbling right here all of a sudden. They've been consistent throughout the entire show. So what's the difference here? That's the question I actually have here at this point, is what's the difference? But no, it wasn't bad. I look forward to the fights. And I hope, excuse me, I guess my allergies are kicking my butt, so please excuse me. But at the end of the day, I'm concerned because we don't know much about these characters, obviously, right? We don't know what's going on with these upper six suckers, these upper rank guys, right? We only seen them. They got introduced just now. Akasa is like the only one that has been getting real development for the most part, and then there should be the Michael Jackson guy, and then the upper rank one is probably gonna get some development because he looks like the same doll and probably looks like the guy that was like influencing Tanjiro's like dad and everything like that, or could be the dad potentially. Who knows, right? Like, I feel like those are the three that are gonna get the most development when it comes to the upper rank people here, just the demons in general. That's what it seems like was going on right now at this point, because everybody else, like, they just gonna get that development like in the fights. So I'm assuming we're gonna get some type of sad story for this dude once Tanjiro or somebody defeats the jar guy, but we'll see what happens here. I don't know if I told you before, but I fractured my wrist back in February and healed in weird ways, and also a new belt. This is seasonal talk. We'll get into more of a discussion later on to talk more about more things, but right now we're talking about anime. But welcome in, though. Things are starting to pick up now, so I'm excited. Yeah, things are starting to pick up right now, so I'm not upset about it. I'm enjoying it. Gotta see what else about to happen here and how this fight is actually gonna work. I do believe that the jar in of itself is going to be the weakness that they need to be able to defeat that guy, right? Because I think that's the main constant that is with him. I like to think so. So maybe you have to cut the jar and not actually him. Like, his body's not actually there. Like, that's not the weakness. I think the jar is ultimately the weakness, and I think Tanjiro is going to be the one to figure it out because he's at least being smart. He already has the foresight because he's fought against other upper rank gentlemen that he's able to actually have some foresight to know, hey, this is not going to work out like that, especially considering who he just fought against when there's like two people and you have to cut their heads at the same time. But this doesn't work out in the same way. So I don't know. This is not bad. 8 out of 10. Not bad. Not bad. I saw episode 1 preview in theaters, but episode 1 was a little lacking. Wait, how so? I thought it was about the same thing. Was it not? Season 3 is fire. Like I said, it's not bad so far. I'm enjoying it for the most part. But how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and move on to the next anime. And that is the other GOAT of this season, honestly. This is a battle right now because, like, we do have Vinland Saga being awesome as it usually is, but Oshi no Ko is also a show that people do not need to sleep on. This show's really freaking good. It's in that same bracket with Mashle, because I really like Mashle. This is another show I really like, and this episode here does some nice little developments, you know? Aqua out here about to start acting. For real. He's finally gonna start doing it. So this is about to be good. And that's all new, Quets. So when it comes to this show, when it comes to this episode here, Aqua's about to become an actor. They actually run into what's her name? So I actually have like the names up here for the characters, so I do not forget. We have Kana, which was a character from before in episode 1. Thumper, welcome in, where she's an actor, and they're kind of like they're becoming friends basically at this point is what's happening here. Because in this episode, they actually get pretty close to each other. She ends up putting him on to this like show that she's doing because they need a, I guess, main villain, and the villain that that Aqua's playing is very, very ironic, given the fact that he's actually a stalker, going after this chick, going after Kana's character, and yeah, he's dressed up in the same way, like that same stalker back then, when his mother died. So it's like, bro, how does this go full circle? And the only reason why he decided to actually become an actor to do this role to begin with is because the director that's on it is the same guy that he thinks potentially is actually his father. So he's trying to get some DNA samples, which he was successfully in doing so because he, they got smokes. So he has this like spit and everything on it. So he's about to get that DNA. He's about to go find out. Next episode, we're probably going to find out if they're related or not. So this should be interesting to see. And if that's the case, boy, I don't know if is he really about to kill this guy? Because he's trying to get revenge. So I'm like, is he really about to kill this guy? Because y'all gotta better watch out. But needless to say, the way the episode ends, which is interesting, because Aqua and Kana got kind of like closer to each other and they actually started talking to each other, and he started like, I guess, understanding where she's coming from, and also the fact that she's actually growing as a person. He wants to actually see good things from her. So he wants to actually act. He's gonna put his all into this acting here, because the actors that they currently have in this project are all trash. They're not meant for acting here. They're not supposed to be acting. So he wants to put his all, because that's what Kana wants to do. She wants to be able to act her butt off and everything. But the director don't give her crap like that. She's like, she's good for her name, She's out here, boosting morale and all that stuff. Like, she's good for that. But when it comes to, it don't matter about her acting. I don't really care about her. He saw all that, so he might find some choice words. He's gonna put his foot in there to make this thing look good and to do it for Kana. So it's about to be a nice moment. I'm looking forward to it. This has been developing really, really nicely though. So he has a target. The target is there. So I can say I'm looking forward to more episodes. This show's good. This one's a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I did enjoy this episode. What do y'all think about this episode for Oshinoko? Please tell me. And I heard of this anime Twago. You should definitely check this out. This is a really good. Well, I'll say this much: if you are into like idol stuff, because it does kind of deal with some idols type of like situations. If you know, like you mess with, like Blackpink or any of that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like that realm. If you mess with some of that, you can watch Oshinoko. The show will actually hit you in a different way. It's still a good show regardless, though. Like this is still a good show. There's some interesting things said about manga adaptations, live adaptations. Yeah, oh, true. Yeah, and that's the other thing too about that. Yeah, I like that part in this episode, because I was like, okay, that was perfect. Like the way they describe this, I was like, yes, like they're not always trying to do a 1-for-1. Sometimes just for a promotional type of project. So they're not looking for the best actors. You know what I mean? They're not caring about the actual craft that's being done here. And it's like, bro, that would explain why everything seems like a goddamn cash grab, because it kind of is. They are kind of doing it for that money. And it's like, bro, come on now. And we have 2 upper demons in the area, so even if they defeat 1, that's other things. Yeah, there's another upper rank that's like over there, and it's like, bro, this is ridiculous. I don't know how they're supposed to be able to deal with this. That's my issue when it comes to Demon Slayer. And I'll talk more about that actually, because there's a whole topic I kind of want to talk about with Demon Slayer real quick. Got to head out getting dinner. All right, Twago. Good times on the stream though. I appreciate you being here, and enjoy your dinner. Twago. The manga writer had one of his works in the live action, so probably speaking from experience. Yeah, exactly, right? Because they even show like the person they're finally getting the live action, and the person that has made that work was sitting there like looking dead inside. They're just like, God, what is this monstrosity? This is not the work that I sweat and bled for. What are you doing to my work? I mean, I understand though. If I had a manga busting out here, right? And someone decided to like do a live adaptation, and then I saw the live adaptation, I would have been upset too, right? If they're doing something like that to my work, that actually just hurts me. It hurts my creation. Like, come on now. maybe some people will see that and then go to read the manga or something like that. But no, they're not going to do all that. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Like, come on now. I guess I'm had a live action. Everything had a live action, technically speaking. If you really like, there's like either stage plays or something. There's always some live action something with it. All right, with these shows. So, look, Oshinoko might have a live action here. Who knows? But with that said, 8 out of 10. What do y'all think of this episode? Please tell me in comments below. But let's move on to the next show. And that is Heavenly Paradise. Heavenly Delusion. Why I keep saying Paradise? Why do I want to say Paradise? Look at me. I can't even say the goddamn name. Heavenly Delusions. Okay, so this episode starts to pick up a little bit differently here because we actually started focusing more on the people that are on the inside, not the outside, right? This episode's good. Welcome back in. Welcome back in. Like I said, allergies kicking my butt. But no, this was not a bad episode this week. I did enjoy this overall. But like I said, this one dealt with more of the people on the inside finally. We got to see a little bit more of them. And at the end of the day, I'm noticing at this point, right? Everybody has abilities. Tokyo is the one that was getting focused on this week's episode. And she had this friend with her that looks, I always call her Froppy because I don't remember her name, but she's Froppy. She acts like a frog. She can climb up walls and stuff like that, like with ease. And for some reason, no one really questions like the abilities and things that everybody has here, but everybody has some type of ability. With Tokyo, apparently, her ability is actually invisibility. Like, I don't know how she turns it on or off because she is seen by other people, but I guess maybe when she needs to be unseen, it activates because like the cameras did not capture her when they were kind of sneaking into a place, and this place actually revealed some information for us, which I'll get into in a second. But when it comes to these abilities, everyone has some type of ability, so I'm kind of curious what's going on here. And it goes back to that theory that we were talking about last episode, where we have this artist that draws up these monstrosities, right? And those same monstrosities then come out, or maybe not then, but they're outside in the other world, right? They're out in the actual world, affecting people, hurting people. And we were talking about how he's the one creating them. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think he might have foresight, is what it is. Like he can probably see from the outside, or he has these type of dreams. Like I've seen like artists in a way, and this is something that actually happened before. There's like a whole story where people have these dreams and they're able to come up with these pieces of art that then become real life. Like later on, like it's like a prediction basically that happens, you know. And I think maybe that's along the lines of maybe what he's actually doing, not necessarily creating the monsters, but he's able to at least have that foresight to see what these things are. And going back to what Tokyo and Froppy was doing, they pretty much got into this area where they say, oh, they're making babies. I don't think they're making babies there. Those things don't look like babies. I think what they're doing right now is actually creating said monsters in this facility. They're creating said monsters in this facility. I don't know exactly what kind of experimentations that's actually going on in this show at this point, but they're doing something, obviously, and it's some underhanded kind of like trickery, foolery going on right now. They place themselves in thinking that they're in heaven, but this is not heaven. This is danger. This is danger. Danger. Watch yourself. So with all that being said, we did actually focus on Kiriko a little bit and Maru, and they were able to fight like this like fish monster. I don't know why fish is like a thing actually. Now I'm thinking about it, because Demon Slayer also had a fish in their episode, but we had a fish in this episode, and he pretty much dried up. He stepped on weed, and he got dried up and got defeated pretty easily. He wasn't that big of an issue, and they kind of just still out here trying to find their way. Yet, unfortunately, the way that they went to, then it didn't work out. So, like I said, the stuff they did wasn't really of that importance. It's more so what we saw when it comes to Tokyo. And Tokyo's going to more likely get found out because her boot left a stain in the area that they're not supposed to be in. So they're going to find her. But outside of that, one other thing that did happen is that there's this guy that likes Tokyo, and he was dying, basically, right? He gave this warning to her that, hey, this place is dangerous. You need to get out of here. My thing is, why does he know that? What's going on here? Are they experimenting on him? Because he has some type of disease on him, right? It's not quote unquote contagious, but there's some type of disease. This could be the disease that's not necessarily a disease, but it could be something that's an adverse effect of them experimenting on them to begin with, right? Because obviously everybody has some type of ability. Sometimes it doesn't go well. So I'm thinking that's what's going on with this guy here. And I think he might even turn into one of those like monstrosities, and then they're going to release it out into the world. Those are my theories. This show is interesting. like I said, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Heavenly Delusions. I'm looking forward to more. This is why I'm watching the show. It's not a bad show at all. What do you guys think about this? I give this week's episode a solid 8 out of 10 as well. This is a nice, good episode. I enjoyed this. A lot of information that's actually being said here. It was nice to actually have information actually on the inside for once instead of the outside, because we focus a lot on Kiriko and Maru a lot in these like last 3 episodes. So this episode here was a nice like change of pace. So I like this. I like this a lot. Those babies are unsettling. Yeah. I mean, Tokyo was sitting here like, oh, I want to touch it. And that baby actually remembered the name of her actually too. So I don't know if I think it's gonna play a role at some point in time. Maybe whatever this monstrosity that comes out of that is gonna protect Tokyo when she decides to actually leave. That is my theory. Watch. I'm gonna be right. I know for a fact I'm gonna be right. I'm the GOAT when it comes to anime. Let's go, baby. With that said, I like the show. Let us go ahead and move on to the next show here. And that is Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise. Okay. Okay, so I do like this show. I want to say this right now. But there's just something for me that's not clicking like it needs to. I will admit that. I'm not hating on it, but there's something about the show that's not clicking. For those that have watched this show, how do y'all feel about this thus far? We're like, 4 episodes in right now? So how do y'all really feeling about this? I really love the opening. I just want to throw that out there right now. The opening's a goddamn banger to a point where I actually got down on a freaking repeat. I'd be listening to that, all right? But, like, I don't know if it's, like, Gabimaru that I don't really care for or even Sagiri maybe. Now I'm thinking about it, it could be that. Because, like, Sagiri in this episode was actually trash. She sat here and was like, no, I'm going to be able to kill Gabimaru, yada, yada, yada. Obviously, there's a massive gap in strength here when it comes to these two. It's disgusting how different it is. Like, is she even strong? Like, it kind of annoyed me in this episode, given the fact that she passes out all of a sudden. Now, I'm hoping that she didn't get, like, stung by one of those faceless bee, like those face bee things, because, she's dead at that point, right? But I don't know why she passed out all of a sudden. I was just like, what's going on with my girl? Why is she weak like this? Like, I don't want her to be a damsel in distress type of character. I want her to actually be able to, like, hold her own. I don't want to watch another shonen, because we were just talking about this on stream, right? About Sakura Haruno not being useless, all right? Like, I don't want to see characters, and these female characters not actually have their moments. Because we also have some other characters that do play a part in this episode. They make an alliance with Gabimaru, and that is Yuzuriha. She is the Kunoichi that we saw the episode before. And ultimately, she's trying to, like, seduce him. It ain't working. Obviously, he has his wife. He loves his wife. So, therefore, he ain't trying to mess with all that in the first place. Also, those Kunoichi type of tactics do not work on this man. So, therefore, she's been negated. But she has 2 other Asyamons with her. One of them is just there for the thirst, unfortunately. Like, he saw the breasticles. And he said, you know what? I need to make sure that she's not doing anything underhanded. But he's whipped. He's whipped, all right? He's whipped. Like, god dang. Sagiri will have her moment, just wait? I hope so. Like, I'm just concerned about her, like, right now. Like, she just looks so weak right now. And I'm like, why? What happened? She was literally fighting Gabimaru the episode before, having a whole moment. So I was like, all right, cool. But Gabimaru's strength is so far fast, and it's ridiculous how strong this man is. Like, he fought, like, once he got serious, he's just ripping everybody's heads off. I was like, why didn't you just do this from the beginning then? Like, why are you sitting here? Oh man, I don't know if I can do all this. Like take these suckers out in 2.2 seconds. Then if you got the ability to do so, then do it. Like, what are you doing? Stop playing around. Stop playing with your food. Take these suckers out. Like, god dang it. That's, by the way, I was wrong. That content from last week was added in this episode. That's what I was that's what I was saying. That's though. I was thinking even if they do cut content, they might be moving some stuff around. Is what's going on right now. That's why I want to give it a benefit of the doubt before we jump that gun. I don't read the manga. I don't know what was necessarily cut, but a lot of the times when they do an adaptation, they will move some events around to try to, like, make it flow a little bit better, is the thing. Supposedly, anyways. It was the Dragon's backstory. Oh, okay. That's it. Well, there it is. See? It came in, man. You just gotta give it a minute. Because that backstory was not bad. But like I said, we also, in this episode, not just dealing with the Kunoichi, we also have this other section of the episode. We have Aza, and what's the other, Toma. They're brothers. It's weird because one's a criminal and the other is actually a Asamon. So they're just actually working together. And the Asamon, Toma, is actually just listening to Asa because it's his older brother. So he believes his older brother 100%. He has a brother complex, but he believes his brother 100% no matter what. And they're gonna find that treasure. They're gonna find it first. He left everything they own in one piece. All right. And ever since then, the Asamons sailed the Grand Line searching for One Piece, the treasure that will make their dreams come true. I'm gonna stop. We're better on this episode since we were introduced a lot of. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, right? Because that episode, if that's the case, then like if doing the backstory wouldn't really fit with that episode, given that they had this whole moment with Gabimaru and Sagiri. So it would be weird if they didn't like focus on that more than trying to like put that like backstory in there. So like I said, it was a good decision then, I guess that is what you're telling me at the end of the day here. All right then. But these characters they seem interestingly enough. Everybody comes to the conclusion though that we got to kill all the other contestants so we can go look for this freely. But the thing is, one of the Asamones were sitting here like, actually, you could do that, right? Try to kill everybody, but you only have a limited time because they're probably going to bring more people to this island to do the same mission because like you guys are going to be obsolete. Y'all taking too long. So why were we going to even do that in the first place? So I don't know how the whole thing's going to play out here. Maybe more goons might even appear in this. This island is very interesting given the fact that we do have these like, they're almost like deities because they have like prayer beads and there's two types of religion kind of molding together that's making these type of like monstrosities that we see in this episode, which is very interesting to see. So I'm interested in the lore of the show and what they're deciding to do with it. So I am interested in that front, but it's just like I don't think I'm sold with the characters of the show and it being Gabimaru. I don't know how I feel about that, man. I think that's what it is. It's kind of like making that disconnect for me with the show here. Solid episode though. This was a solid episode. I also give this like I give this 8 out of 10. I give it 8 out of 10. I was about to say 7.5, but it's not bad. We needed those introductions. There's nothing really inherently wrong with the episode like that. So I definitely give like an 8 out of 10. I do like what I'm seeing. I just need to see more. I need to keep on with it. With that said, what would y'all rate this episode? Let's move on to the last show here, which is Yamada-kun to level 99. To sum up this episode as quickly as possible, because it's actually not that hard to sum this up. They had a meeting, right? I don't know why Akane was so fixated on Runa to be Ruri. Like she just would not let that go. And I knew from the beginning that it was Isa. The moment he walked in, the way he talks exactly like Ruri. I don't know why the heck she just couldn't get that mental image. Like, it cannot be a man. Like, I gave you my number. Like, no, it's okay. It's what happens. Like, this is online. You can be anything you want. You should expect this. Like, Akane, what are you doing? That's why you don't give your number out to just anybody. Like, whole point is they have this meeting, right? And ultimately what happens here, everyone kind of gets along outside of Runa and Akane. Runa doesn't like Akane. Runa thinks Akane is a bitch. So therefore, she's going to find any way she can to kick her out of this group that is currently being formed here now. Because she don't want another female basically in the group at this point. That's what it seems like. Everybody else is a male, right? Everybody's a male. So this is the first female that's kind of getting introduced to this group. And so she's like, nah, I'm going to reject this. She don't even play the same game that they play. Yet she's trying to freaking like get in the way. Like, sit down for one. Like, who are you? So she sets up a whole date with Akane. And what's interesting is that Yamada notices something ain't right about that. He looks at the date that they're supposed to be hanging out. She actually has prior engagements. So I think Yamada might actually kind of step in here and help out Akane. There might be some more moments here. You see these two right here? See these two right here? We're gonna get some more mojo going there. It's about to be a nice little moment here. It's gonna be beautiful. So I look forward to that. I also don't like Runa. I don't like her character, but she's gonna grow on me. I hope, anyways, when she stops being a butthead. But we'll see. This is a solid episode though. This is like an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed this. This is a good show. I like this show. I should watch the show. If you like love stories type of stuff, like romance and turmoil and all this stress, you're gonna like this show. All right, you're gonna like this show. Get the show out this week. It was very fun. Yeah, I'm saying it's a very fun show. It's nice to have something like this between all the craziness from like Oshinoko to Demon Slayer. You know what I mean? Like all these magical shows, Mashle, things like that, right? This is more just light and fun to kind of watch right now. Granted, that's why I'm like, Runa is kind of ruining that for me. Okay. God dang it. Yeah, but the arc has a lot of setup. That's what's going on right now. So maybe once we get past the setup from Hell's Paradise, I think I might start enjoying it a bit more. We'll have to see. There's a lot of characters too, so we'll have to see how that goes. But what do y'all think about this episode? If y'all not watching this, look, I'm telling you, it's a good show. You would have fun with it. 8 out of 10. That's how I feel about it. I believe that's the last one, right? I believe that's the last one. Yeah, it is, baby. All right. So with that said, we got done with that pretty quickly, I think. We got 40 minutes in. So let's close this. And I got to ask a question, guys. I got to ask a question. For you, what anime is anime of the week? Which one have y'all decided to choose to be anime of the week for you guys? There's only 3 clear options for me, but maybe there's another show that I'm not watching that you are watching that maybe is actually going to be the winner, right? So I want to know what is the anime for you? For me, I had to sit here and think about it because I was kind of struggling a little bit. I'm not going to lie. But I might have to give this one to him. The winner of anime of the week is the GOAT Vinland Saga, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Vinland Saga or Oshinoko. See, that's what I'm saying. See, I was struggling between Vinland Saga, Oshinoko, and Mashle because I'm really liking Mashle. But I gave Mashle anime of the week last week, and I'm just like, can I do it again? I was about to do it too. I was about to do it again. I really like that show. But the fact that we actually started seeing Torfinn get that dog in him, bro, get that dog in him. I was like, bro, this is too, it's too good not to put it as a winner. Like, you know what I mean? Like any of those could definitely win, but like Vinland Saga right here, I don't know. And I already told you again, if the episode is gonna be as good as I think it is for next week, it's gonna win again. This might be the blue lock of this season. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We're finally in that stretch where we're starting to get all that stuff to come together. Everything's culminating right now. So we're going to get nothing but greatness now for Vinland Saga. So I'm already looking forward to it. Yes, fortunate. Yes, fortunate. That's what I was talking about. That Vinland Saga greatness it is, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, I hate the fact that people actually started dropping the show because they didn't like the development that was going on with Torfinn and all the characters that are here. Like, it's not bad to try to take your time sometimes. It's not bad to take your time, right? Even Demon Slayer, like, that's not a problem that they took their time with what they were trying to set up, you know? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I wish people just like take their time with their shows, have an understanding that you need these moments so you can actually have a greater appreciation for what's to come. It's really odd that people are like this, given the fact that we have One Piece. People love One Piece at this point because like it's nothing but greatness through and through. It just won't stop at this point because we're at a point now with everything being here, we're 1,000+ chapters in, things are finally all starting to get revealed. So that's where you get nothing but bangers. Like, come on now. With that said, though, now we're into the discussionary portion. So to answer Twago's question real quick, I like the design for the belt. I know Twago's not here anymore, but I like the design for the belt. I enjoy that. I don't know how I feel about what they decided to do because it's like, I guess it's not really a split happening when it comes to the actual belt itself. It's really odd what they're doing. So I have to see how this whole thing's going to play out before I make a final decision on it. But I do like the design for it. It's called character. Exactly. It's called character. It's like, I don't understand. You have to do a who, what, when, where, why. Like, these are basic writing tropes. Things you got to do massive actual setups, like to make things make sense. You can't just have nothing but action. This is the problem with like a lot of people. And this is one of the topics I think we actually have on the board today. Because my brother Ace actually been helping me out a little bit when it comes to my topics. So therefore, you know, I'm going to use like 2 of them that he actually gave me this week. Because there's actually 2 in particular that he gave that I kind of want to talk about. This very interesting stuff, actually. But it's talking about that, right? All anime feels rushed nowadays, and with less build-up upper ranks and Hashira are underdeveloped due to the pacing of the anime going fast. Vinland Saga even gets called boring for doing simple build-up. People are literally bored of Vinland Saga because it's just simple build-up being happening here. And it's just like, come on now. Yes. So the show that got dropped is Dead Mount Deathplay. I did say that in last week's seasonal talk. More than likely, I was going to drop that show, and I decided, you know what? I need to cut back on one show, and I think that's the one that needs to take the cut, because that show just wasn't really hitting for me. So I'll still watch it. Maybe I might be wrong. Maybe it might come back around and be good. I didn't watch this week's episode though. I ran out of time actually, so that's why it was kind of good that I had to choose something. So I chose that to be dropped. Hey man, look, it is what it is. It is what it is. And it's funny, so that this topic I'm talking about when it comes to the pacing of anime kind of also leads into this like article. Actually, let me open this up. I can actually show you guys this article on my screen because there's not really any copyrighted stuff on it. So let me actually grab this and then maybe I can show it over here. Let me see if it actually can I do this. What's it look like? Okay, so you don't want to come up. Okay. Let me see. Let me grab that scene real quick. Because why does it look like that? You know, it is what it is. Mappa founder Murayama feels China will overtake anime in the anime business. He feels like this. So I read this entire article. He flip flops apparently when it comes to this guy. Like he actually like I don't know if it's because he's like older age or what it is, but he has flip flop on this type of take for a minute. But I kind of get his sentiment. If China lessens the restrictions on the freedom that animators can do in China, right? China can overtake them because right now Japan is doing more of a cash grab thing. That's what we were talking about before, and how anime is kind of just like the way the state of anime even is not in its best place because they're not creating new animators. They're using the same people. Like they're not building a foundation for animators to animate. Therefore, this is going to become like more of a lost art at this point. Is what ultimately what this man is saying here, and he is, you know, this guy's kind of the GOAT. So if you guys don't know, Satoshi Kon is also an animator, I believe, but not animator, but we know he actually helped Satoshi Kon out, and I've heard of this name. This man's pretty goated. So that's why it's kind of interesting that he actually was one of those ones that kind of helped him and steered him in the way to be as GOAT as he is, right? So this guy has some validity of what he's saying here, and I do believe he could be right, but that's if China lessens up on the restrictions, because you already know I don't know how that's gonna play out. There's so much anime out right now. If people don't have patience for slow ones, they can just find something else. It's such a bad, it is such a bad mindset. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like what is this? Because like there's a lot of shows nowadays that you can actually watch that have really fast pacing. You know what? That's for you then. Then just stop watching the show. But at the same time, like it sucks because like that popularity, like Vinland Saga right now, isn't as popular as it once was, and that's partly because season 2 is a much slower arc, and a lot of the fan base that actually follows Vinland Saga knew something like this was going to happen for the show, given that it was going to take a slower turn because you needed this type of development. It's like, I just don't get what's going on nowadays. I understand to a degree, actually, that the attention span of people nowadays is very low. It's so lessened at this point, and I blame the internet for that. The internet is the blame for this, 100%. Like, this is why they can't pay attention to anything nowadays. and they just don't have that comprehension that we talked about last week, right? We talked about this where they're not really even understanding what they're even like digesting here. This is why I don't really always even like vouch for like binge watching shows, because binge watching shows, you're gonna miss stuff when you're watching it like that. So everyone gets hyped up, but I swear this is about to be a good animation Super Rush show again. 100% it is. 100% it is. There's gonna be another show that's gonna just be highly rushed. That's what I'm like. I look forward to watching it, right? But at the same time, I don't have a lot of hope that this show is gonna be good like that. I'll be honest with you, because I know how pacing is for a lot of these animes nowadays, and they just don't care to pace it well anymore. Maybe they find it boring when Vinland Saga becomes really good. I mean, look, you know, to each their own, right? I'm not gonna tell anybody to like. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, if you don't like a show, then hey, you suck" or something like that. Like again, Quest came in here and he's saying he dropping with Oshinoko. That's on him. If you don't want to watch the show, that's on him. Like he has a different type of taste of anime than I do. Than I do, right? He is someone that is really into like isekai type of series, and I'm not into isekais like that. That's not something I really mess with in the first place. But I'm not gonna crap on his shows like that. You know what I mean? Like that's what he likes. But and there's something and there's some good ones out there, you know. But it's like at the end of the day, you know, you're gonna enjoy what you're gonna enjoy. But it's just a shame when you have good shows like this and people are not really giving it the time that it needs to be able to actually build up to be as great as it actually is. Because like you need that development. It's there for a reason. People who are not liking Vinland Saga seem to not like the switch up of tone and pacing. The same thing happened with season 4 of AOT. Yes, thank you for bringing that up, Deso. That's a perfect example. That is a perfect freaking example. Like, god dang, that's perfect. Because that's exactly what happened. I think it was even season 3 more so, right? Because season 3 was the one with Historia. Everything when it comes to Historia, everybody was like, God, this is so slow. And it was annoying when I was seeing it, right? Because I was actually a manga reader at the time. So I was reading this manga when it was in this quote unquote slower paced time. So like, I was still enjoying it, my thing here, right? Because I saw all the subtleties and little things that they were trying to do with it. A lot of talking points at that time and theory crafting that was actually happening at that time. Again, I love having conversations of newer anime or newer manga, whatever the case is, right? Those conversations always are so good. And some theories are correct, some theories are wrong. But it's just like that time to build that stuff up came to pass, and look what happened. Greatness happened. It's like it's like every time if you just let a show cook, let a show cook, let him cook. You know, let the show cook. If you let it do that, you'll be rewarded with some greatness. I'm telling you, every time. Now there are some shows that try to build up some things and then it kind of falls flat. But the shows that I've seen thus far that have done this, that have done it well. This is why Attack on Titan is my favorite freaking series to begin with, because it does well at building and keeping intrigue and also having always some type of mystery happening here. Like even right now in the current state of AOT, the question I still have right now is, can they even convert Eren to their side? Because it seems like they can't do it. But that's the biggest mystery at this point, right? Like at this point in time, that's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just it's a shame. But people are gonna like what they like. And I just hope that this doesn't ultimately like affect shows like Vinland Saga, right? I hope this doesn't affect Vinland Saga to where we don't get a season 3, right? This show's good and it's worth animating. It's worth having these shows here. It would suck so bad all of a sudden if this show just people stop watching and the show actually dies. Like, you know what I mean? Thinking about it, it just bothers me. It bothers me. Like when the story evolves. No, 100% they don't. Like the story has to evolve though. We ain't Nickelback. We can't just stay the same. You have to change. You have to like build more mystery. Otherwise the show gets boring. Like I don't get that. I mean, I still think he's playing Ymir, but that's just me. Oh wait, really? Wait, you think Eren's playing Ymir? Wait, so you think this is like some 4D chess going on here? Because he was all here. He's not only playing his friends, not only playing his brother, but he's also playing Ymir. Okay. Yeah, it's the only thing I don't like in AOT was the end of the manga, and that's what I'm saying. I'm curious of what the end of the manga is, because I feel like I understand. I think I know where we're going with it. I'm not a manga reader at this point, so I'm not there yet, right? But I think I know where we're going with it. And if the ending I think it is, I can see why people don't like it. I'll be honest with you. I can see why people don't like it, because that was not the theme of the whole show to begin with. That was not the theme. So the fact that you ended off with that type of theme is kind of odd. I'm not going to say what I think it is, because I don't want to spoil nothing, just in case if I actually get it right. I don't want to say what it is. If you want to know, maybe I might, I don't know, maybe I could like throw it in the Discord or something if you guys want to know my thoughts, right? But I think I'm correct on what I'm thinking, though, given that the last opening and ending to this season's opening ending give me clear insight, I think, of what's going on. That's my thing. Hey, Nickelback, look, Nickelback's good, but like, you know, they say the same. They boring, right? I told you my theory. I know, right? I'm just saying. That's crazy, though, right? Anna, that's crazy, right? I just remember people being mad that Eren was not in the first couple episodes of season 4, but then look at, yeah, I don't know why. That was weird. Yeah, I remember that actually. I was like, you do know you gotta build stuff up. Like, what? there are other characters. Like, it's so weird that people even say that, right? Like, remember Death, I'm pretty sure, because if you've seen how the community is then, right? Throughout the entirety then, right? Because there was like a moment within the show, people were like, oh man, you know the reason why I don't like ALT? This is actually a legitimate reason why someone said they didn't like ALT at first. They complained because the side characters didn't get enough development through season 1. They complained about that. It's like, and then they decided to start trying to develop these characters. They start complaining about that. It's like, what? Like, how are you supposed to do this? What are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to do this? I felt like they did a good job season 1 at developing the core cast. They developed the core cast. You don't need to know a ton of information about everybody, but they developed the core cast there and gave you the actual dangers of Titans and everything that goes about it. Like that season 1, it is a different feel than any other season. I will say that much because of that despair that's all there. But it's just like, come on now, like it's crazy what people be saying sometimes. People did the same thing recently with Denji. Wait. So what do you mean? In what way? Because I mean, it is his latest chapter, so I'm kind of curious what people are saying. I haven't seen all the discourse just yet. I did see that people were just like, dang. Because people, I'll say this much. I had a conversation on my TikTok last week with my my short. Because I made that short, right? And I was all sitting here like thinking that Denji actually had development. And then bada boom bang, he's like, nah, I want sex, right? So that kind of took me for a surprise. So the thing is, I had a conversation with somebody on TikTok. They were talking about how they just dislike Denji because of that. And he actually has no development as a character. And I'm sitting here like, actually, he does have development as a character. The problem is, yes, like the overarching theme of him is sex or some type of woman at this point. Like he wants some type of like connection like that, right? That's what he's been really looking for. And I even asked this question last week when it comes to him. Once he does get sex, what is next? Because he's getting loftier and loftier goals. He's able to hold hands, check. He was able to get a kiss, check. So now he's like getting these check marks done. And that's like human nature at the end of the day, though. That is something that is explained here within the show. That's like the thing here. Like his goals only get more grander as he lives on. And that's what humans do. They don't just stay who they are in that way. But there's more to Denji that meets the eye at the end of the day with him. It's not just about sex. It's not just about that. The fact that he's even taking care of Nayuta the way he is showcases he's a different character. He's not the same person. Because he wouldn't have done that if he was like the same person as before. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way he would have done that. When he didn't show up at the beginning of the first chapter. So, oh yeah, so people, yeah, true. And they dropped the manga because they didn't care about Asa. Yeah, you're right about that. That's true. That's a little bit different, only because it did take a minute for Denji to actually come by. But my thing is, I'm okay with it. I'm okay to change. I'm also okay for the fact that Asa's a better main character. I've said this already, and I still say that to this day. She's still actually a better, more relatable main character than what Denji is. That's the thing. I've grown to like Denji, but I don't have the greatest feelings for him like that. Whereas I do for Asa. I actually really identify with Asa in a lot of ways. Like she's my spirit animal, okay? It's funny that people are getting on Denji about wanting sex, but say nothing but when a female character really wants to find love and get married and stuff like that. You talking about Demon Slayer. Hold on a minute. That is absolutely right. Hold on a minute. I didn't even connect the two. That's absolutely right. Yeah, she only became a Hashira so that she can find someone stronger than her, and she don't want no weak husband. So in order to do that, she needs to become a Hashira. So therefore, they have to be as strong or stronger than a Hashira in order to actually even be with her to begin with. But yes, that's exactly true. That is that. Like her goals are simply that, to find a mate. But we don't talk about that. See, the thing is, the difference with that, I think it's because the wording, right? It's the wording about it. She's not vulgar about it. Denji is vulgar, you know. He will tell you everything he wants to happen to him during sex. That's Denji, okay? That is that man. He will lay it down, tell you word for word what he wants at this point, right? And just be nasty with it. Whereas that character doesn't do all that. Yes. Yeah. Look. I'm just saying, all right? I'm just saying, all right? When he's trying to cook with Asa. Exactly, right? And I feel like we had a lot of time at this point with her character, and that's why I like her a lot. The fact that he actually took this risk, that's the first thing. You gotta remember this. Doing something like this is a massive change because you're changing main characters. So this is a massive risk that he took and was hoping that this would still work. People like me stuck around for it because I don't mind that change. I am a guy that watches JoJo Bizarre Adventures. I'm not like thrown off when there's a new main character. Okay? Like if you watch JoJo, you're okay then at that point of understanding, hey, there's other main characters that could possibly come in on the show, you know? And she's took on that role. She's taking on that role and she's doing a really good job with that role. I still do believe that Asa might end up ultimately dying at the end of this, but I see her getting revived at the same time. There's a whole theory I have on that actually. So yeah, but needless to say, I wish more people just take time watching their shows, understanding the content that they're actually watching, and stop complaining so much. You know, like there's no reason to always complain about everything. Like there's things I don't like about certain shows and stuff like that. And if I wasn't reviewing it, I wouldn't really be complaining like that. You know, like it is what it is. I'm not always complaining about the things I watch. Then some shows they're not good, but I still watch them anyways because that's the thing. You can still like what you like. And I'll always say that. Like Anna over here likes Fairy Tail. I think Fairy Tail's trash. All right, I think it's trash. But at the same time, she can like what she likes. And at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and say she's trash for it. Like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? The anime fans not complaining. Yeah, look, they can't help them. So I think this is just a thing because the internet is a thing at this point, right? And people just want to find ways to always be against the grain. Is the thing here? I don't really entertain that at this point. Like I know when someone's kind of capping when they say stuff like that, like they just start saying like random things that they don't truly believe. They just say stuff. Actually, I had somebody in there in my stream. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Who was it? There was somebody in my stream that was saying how they just wanted to like make people upset and just say their favorite whatever is trash because they know people are gonna get upset about it. Who was saying that in the last stream? My brain's not working right now. But it's like people will literally do that just for discourse. They don't mind doing that, and it's like that's toxic. I don't like that kind of energy. Is my thing. So I will ignore that kind of like I'm not trying to entertain that type of stuff. That's what they want at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna do all that. If something's popular, they have to hate on it. Facts. That's what it is. Even if it's mildly popular, if it starts getting any kind of traction, they just immediately say it sucks, but they don't even have an actual reason. And that's when I know you don't really watch a show. That's the thing. Like, if I were to actually have a conversation for those people that have an issue with like Demon Slayer or an issue with Oshinoko, Mashle, any of these shows, right? They're not gonna have a reason to why they actually don't like it. And I'm not saying you need to always have a reason, but if you've watched the show, there should be something that's actually bothering you as to why you don't like the show, though, right? There's something there. Like what I was talking about with Hell's Paradise, right? I'm not hating on the show, but there's certain elements to it that's like I'm not grabbing onto, and I think mostly is because of the characters. The characters haven't gravitated towards just yet. And this is the same type of feeling I actually had with Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man did not grab me based off his characters. I didn't like anybody there outside of Himeno. When Himeno was gone, I was like, bro, why am I still reading this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it took me a minute to really actually just be engaged with the actual story and what it was actually here. And even then, even when I caught up and got done with part one, I still wasn't quite the biggest fan that I am now. It's me taking my time to go back to read it to understand everything that I was actually reading. So I was binge reading it at the time. So I took the time to go back and try to appreciate this and read it. And look at me. Now I'm into the show because there's so much more that meets the eye to Chainsaw Man that I didn't even realize. You're like, have your opinion, but your reasons for them, yeah, but have some reasons for it. Don't just be saying something's trash because then your opinion's invalid. Why would I listen to you? Because then you don't have no actual reason for me to be like I'll still watch a show then at that point because you're not even giving me any good reason to why I shouldn't watch it. is my thing here. Fairy Tail is not good. No, I look. I'll say this. Fairy Tail, like writing wise, like the actual structure of the show, right? Fairy Tail is not a good anime. I'll be honest with you. People can still find enjoyment in it because there's still good action there. The characters can be endearing. These are good points for the show, mind you. I want to break it down because I can identify what is up with it, but I can still see also why people would like it. There's still things like Gray could be a character that you might enjoy. Urza is a character that I still gravitated toward because she is a good I won't say main character, but a good female character in the show. It was nice to see, although her character kind of divulges a little bit later on in the show, which kind of sucks, but she's still a solid character. So there's things you can like about the show that's still there, but like the actual story of it, and it all boils down to like those like that friendship power type of stuff can get kind of ridiculous. Like it does it a lot in the show. So, but that's not even the reason why I dislike the show. Like I watched like up to 7 or so episodes of it. I try to get into it. The problem I had with it is the fact that Fairy Tail is very shonen to a T. Actually, it's a problem that it's so shonen. It's so shonen that it uses all the tropes. It uses literally all of the tropes of shonen in one anime. It's a lot. So the thing is, I'm an experienced anime watcher, so I've seen a lot of shonen shows outside of Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Like I've seen Katekyo Hitman Reborn, for instance. That's a shonen, right? I've seen what was the other one? It has tree powers. I know me and Ace watched that show together. I can't remember the freaking show at the moment, but that's another shonen that was there's an older one though, and I watched Yu Yu Hakusho. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Law Ueki, there it is. Law Ueki is another shonen that I watched. There's a lot of other shonen I've just seen. So then going into Fairy Tail, it's like you see the show, and it's like, dang, there's literally no real actual difference with what we're getting here. They don't try to reinvent the wheel. They don't try to make anything different with it. It's kind of a cookie cutter type of show in that sense. That's my problem I had with it. That's why I couldn't watch it. Something cannot be good or mid and still, yeah, exactly, right? I always say this before, like, I like Tiger and Bunny, but the show's not the best show, all right? It's predictable as heck, but I like the show. You know, it's a show that I like, you know? So if you don't like it, hey, it is what it is. I understand, because like it's very predictable. You can tell where we're going with it. But like Kotetsu T. Kaburagi is my favorite character in that show, and someone I kind of a little bit identified for. And I want to be as good of a dad as he is. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying. I always love Naruto, but we got some issues. Oh yeah, Naruto has issues. See, my thing is with Naruto, I know it's not even nostalgia, because like Naruto was a show for me, and I was reviewing it at the time, right? But that was the show or the manga that I was reading that got me into like more into like the anime community, and I've gotten so many friends based solely on Naruto. So I will always have a soft spot for that show, no matter what. Like even if the show were to have turned bad at one point, right? Like I would always have a soft spot for that series because it did that for me. You know, I've met amazing people through that community, through Naruto, because of this. So I always will have that. Though Naruto's not even a bad show, but it has like these themes that don't follow through, right? And there's issues there. There's a lot I can talk about when it comes to that show. People seem to think it has to be the worst thing ever, or game changing, and not be, no in between. Yeah, exactly, right? Now I don't know what's going on with that. It's like there can be mid, and you know what? Mid's okay. There's no reason to have, like, not everything needs to be 10 out of 10 greatness all the time. That's not possible to have. Like, we gotta stop having that kind of like idea. And yeah, Ace, I'm pretty sure no one really knows about Law Ueki. Like, no one talks about Law Ueki. No one knows about that show. I like that show though. But that's another show that people probably not even like will even enjoy like that. But it's a good show with good development. For Great Ninja Warriors, nothing but issues. Yeah. You know what's funny about that though, Avatar? The anime actually does fix some of the issues that the manga had, because there are moments in that war which made no sense to me. Why would you do Edo Tensei to bring all these people back to not have moments in the manga for them? Like, Sai got his big crescendo moment and got his thing done, right? Gaara got his moment within the manga, right? Yeah. But there's like so many other characters. Like, Asuma was still there, and they kind of got a moment, but even though they don't even need that, like, that team did not need that moment. they already kind of got that done. But it's like there are so many other times where they could have done something and really developed other characters even at that time to give us something here. But they didn't. For some reason. It's really odd. The anime fixed some of that. The anime actually gave us more meat to actually have here, and I appreciate that. To be back off Anna's comment, I think people want to be different. Really makes me it really just makes them like everyone else. Yeah, pretty much. Be different and get the attention they don't get in real life. That's true. That is true. That's absolutely right, actually, Anna. When it comes to that, I think that's what it is, right? They don't get enough attention at home, so they got to get attention somewhere else, and that's what they do. Whether they, I was about to say something. Let me not do that. The whole point is they want attention. People don't want to admit that either. They're like, I don't want attention. I don't want that. I'm not fetching for that. No, you do. You don't post these things online. You don't say this stuff. I don't know why people keep saying this. This is another pet peeve of mine. We're kind of divulging a little bit, but this is a pet peeve of mine, all right? People will be like, oh, I'm not fishing for likes. I'm not fishing for comments. I'm not doing it. I just like to put the content out all on my own, and I don't really care for the engagement. Yeah, it's like, stop capping. You put the stuff out there at the end of the day for people to watch, for people to look at it. It is what it is. I've had this mentality for a while now, all right? Look, I want people to watch my stuff. I want people to actually interact with it. I want people to see it. I want the attention. I want this stuff to grow. Why would I be putting effort like this in the first place if I wasn't looking for that? Even if you're putting a small amount of effort, you're still wanting people to actually engage with what you're saying. You know what I mean? It's weird for people to even have that kind of like mentality to think that makes them somehow better than people that want that attention. It's okay to want attention. Don't get me wrong. But understand where you're coming from with it. And don't be just like rude about it and be weird about it. That's the thing that I have a problem with, because that's what's ultimately going on here. They'll fetch for attention in any way they can. That's where the issue comes in. You know what I mean? Like, they don't care what kind of attention they get, regardless if it's negative or positive. As long as they got eyes on them, that's all they care about at that point. Everyone wants to be a fan of the next big thing. It's like validating their taste or something. Yeah, I know, right? That is something that's been a bit of an issue too. Everybody wants to be on the next big show. Everybody wants to jump on whatever the case is, wherever's popular. It's the same thing with like the gaming industry right now. That's why the gaming industry in a way is always going to still work now, and they can raise the prices up, and no matter what happens, people are going to buy. They're going to buy it. Why? Because everybody wants to be a reviewer. Everybody wants to be that guy to get that video out first, to be the first person for whatever. Same thing with movies. Like, everybody does this. There's a thing here. Social media is a bit of a cancer. I'll be honest with you. That's why I don't like messing with social media like that. But I have them there. You know what I mean? But it's a disgusting type of display that happens, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Just engage in the conversation with people. I don't know why you want to go about it the negative way though. Exactly, right? Because then like once they get too much negativity, they'll be like, here's the thing. Here's the thing that they'll always say if they get too much negativity that comes from that. Man, I was just joking, bro. Like, first of all, I don't know who you are. Why would I know you're joking? You could actually have these actual opinions. It's either they'll do that or they'll double down even harder and just be like, you know what? This is fine. This is always fishing for the next big thing. 100%. That's why the stuff they create is not good half the time, because they're not looking to make good content. They're just looking to make content. That's it. That is what it is. And that's a lot of things in general. That goes back to the whole Mappa founder. It's like you're just making content to make content, not to actually have something worthwhile people to talk about. That's why the quality of anime, in my honest opinion, have gone down over time. Like, the quality of anime is not that good anymore. Like, the actual quality for the animation has gotten better, yes, to an extent. Because 2D still actually holds a certain place that does better than CG. There are moments where the CG, you don't need CG there. You can just draw it real quick, and it'll look a lot better than trying to put the CG model in there and then try to blend it. And then you can't blend it because you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? So it's a shame. I plan to, fortunate. I plan to watch the One Piece live action. I don't think it's gonna be good though, but I plan on watching it. I'm probably gonna make a video on it as well. Actually, fortunate. So look out for that. Look out for that. I will be talking about it though. One Piece has been, like I said, One Piece has been freaking good though. I've been enjoying it. And they don't have a show that's a instant hit. They drop it too. Yes, 100% too. That's the other thing. But see, that's weird because like the type of hit they're looking for Netflix is weird to me, because I think they're lying at times when they say, oh, this show is like ranked number 1 in the United States. I don't think it is. I think they put that there to then solidify, to try to make it look like it's good, but it's not necessarily the case here. Because there are some shows that had that ranking, and I ain't even seen not one episode. And nobody talks about it. Like with Squid Game, no, that was true. Squid Game, everybody's watching that show. Everybody named I was watching it. I saw everybody talking about it. But you know what I mean? Like there's moments where it's like they out here kind of just capping at this point because they want the next big hit, and it's annoying. People gotta let shows grow, but I understand the economics behind it and everything. Yeah, I understand it too, but it's just frustrating though. If it doesn't understand that, now all the shows I get, you be straight away a hit. Sometimes a show needs a couple of seasons to get good. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, facts. So Breaking Bad actually took a minute for me to actually really get into. I thought the show was not bad when I first watched it, like the first season. I was like, okay, I see why people are kind of like liking it and everything, but I'm like, why is the show like the greatest show of all time? Boy, when it starts really picking up though, oh boy, man, that show. Breaking Bad is one of the greatest television series of all time. If you haven't seen that show, it's worth watching. It's actually worth watching, and it actually ends well. It's crazy. Now I'm thinking about it. The show not only ends well, but their sub-counterparts, from Better Call Saul to the little special that we had with Jesse, they're all amazing. They're all bangers. I don't know how that happened. This is the only show I've ever seen have just nothing but great stuff that come out of it, even when it gets done. Like this show is something else. And if I'm just saying that if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. I slept on it, is my thing. And my friend Azazel was the one that got me to watch the show in the first place. I'm glad he got me to do it. That's all I'm saying. Most likely not, and that's a scary thought. Exactly. That's though. I wouldn't doubt if they do that. I wouldn't doubt it either, Andy, because it seems like that's what they're kind of doing. I don't trust Netflix when it comes to their rankings. I'll watch what I'll watch and just hope that it's actually good. You know what I mean? You know, it's slow in the beginning, but we needed that character. Yeah, exactly. We need the character motivation. It's like you need the setup to happen for you to start caring about the show. I just don't. That's what we're doing with Vinland Saga. Like Vinland Saga, the first season was pretty much like the prologue to getting to what was actually mattering right here, right now. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on, guys. There's also the issue with streaming with episodic TV. You have a show every week and probably more guarantee that it would get another season. Yeah, exactly. That is definitely the issue. Like that's part of the reason why I'm scared to watch. That's part of the reason why I'm scared to watch like shows that first come out, because a lot of the times they just don't like stick with it. I have this like fear when it comes to like shonen right now, because like Shonen Jump drops everything. Like people be like, oh, this is the next big thing. This, like, no, what is this show? What's it called? Like Little Red Riding Hood? Like the one with the freaking thick woman? You know, she was looking nice, right? That thing got dropped. It's like, bro, like I've read like at least 5 or 6 different freaking mangas that are brand new from Shonen Jump, and they just dropped all of them. And it's like, bro, what's the point of me even reading this at this point then if you're never gonna stick to anything? You know what I mean? That makes me not want to actually engage in that at that point, because you're not gonna stick with the show. What's the point of watching it? That's why I wait until there's another season or two before I decide to watch anything, because it's like, especially when it comes to Netflix, because I don't really trust that stuff. I just don't. They don't stick to it. Not to mention they don't keep the shows on there anyways, because they always like rotate shows out. So it's like, I don't know. It's all this is frustrating stuff, you know? And I just wish people do better. Netflix do better. I hope Mappa Founder isn't really correct in what he's saying, because I want anime to still flourish, but they need to take a step back, pay their animators, build animators, get the stuff together, because this is getting ridiculous. I think that's part of the reason why Mappa decided to actually have their own in-house studio to then actually train the next generation. Now I'm thinking about it, given what he just said, because they're doing that right now. Now I'm thinking about it. That makes sense now, because they're having issues, I guess, with actual animators, even wanting to even do the job, because, again, you're not getting paid well. Why animate when I can do a different job and get paid better? You know what I mean? Like, we got to fix this stuff. Guys. It's a pain in the butt. But with that said, it is almost 5 o'clock. Oh, it is 5 o'clock. I lied. All right, I got to get out of here, because I got to make my food. Got to get myself ready for work. But I appreciate you guys for being here. If you guys could, real quick, like this video. This helps with the algorithm, be able to push this stuff out for more people to actually find it. I greatly appreciate when anybody actually decides to like this content. it takes time. It takes time, you know? It takes time. He's like, yeah, I know, Andy, I know. But thank you guys for being here. It's always good. It's always good conversations. It's always a good time to have. Appreciate you guys always dropping by, showing love like this. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Yeah, exactly. Have a love rest of your goddamn week. I'm hoping my job isn't gonna be too busy. That's my thing here. I will be back Monday onto the Twitch channel. There actually won't be a Chainsaw Man live reaction this week because apparently it's actually taking a break. It's actually taking a break this time. I'm surprised. It finally did it. After 3 weeks straight of content, he decided to take a break. So there's not going to be a Chainsaw Man stream this week. So yeah. All right. Drink goddamn water. Take goddamn vitamins. And I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, people, break out the